Hey, 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 it's a Gamecast!
Woo!
So, fuck's sake.
Keep that.
I'll just go again and I won't edit it out.
No.
It's funny anyway. Hey, hey, it's a Gamecast! No enthusiasm, brilliant.
Yay!
Yay. Bit of a light cast today. Bit of a light cast today, but we've got the best ones I like to think. So I'm your host, Rob Wade. Obviously, it goes without saying, best one, right? Because I've got the laptop. And if you guys disagree, I can always edit you out, so brilliant. With me is Sal Crouch.
Oh, I didn't think of anything to say.
It's a Gamecast, you don't have to. You can just say hi.
Hi.
You can put a bit of imagination on it if you want.
Hey.
Cool, there you go. That's more like it. And Blake Harmer.
I say things occasionally.
Cool. Well, that will be useful this time. So,
words.
I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of talk a bit about what's, kind of the current gen, which is going to shortly become the last gen. Because obviously now the new consoles have been out for a few months. In the case of the Wii U, it's been out for like over a year. So
yeah, it's probably been about a year now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
No, but this is it. If I had a quid for every time I've heard somebody say, I didn't even think about Wii U.
Yeah.
I'd just buy another one.
That's
why Nintendo's losing money.
The Wii U was seriously an option.
Yeah, but did you read the other day, by the way, that they estimated that even if Nintendo continue to lose the money at the rate they're going, they can still survive for like 200 years.
Yeah, no, they're stacked.
minted.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably.
They've got billions of dollars.
Well, they've got Pokemon. They're
just
fine.
like they just have billions
It's a bit
of dollars.
like,
They've always had billions of dollars.
Are they just like
Really well run.
Are they Yakuza?
I don't know, maybe.
I think they are.
And yet you've never seen the Yakuza games come out on Wii.
Smack.
And yet the Yakuza games never come out on Wii U. It's weird, isn't it? I'd love to see an Animal Crossing where you start. Well, yeah, because you've got Tom Nook who's like a fucking mafioso.
He's the raccoon fella.
Hey, I built you a fucking house. So, you didn't want the fucking house? Too bad, motherfucker. You got to pay for the house.
Is that the guy that just doesn't leave you alone in Animal Crossing?
He basically, every time when you join the village, he's like, "Oh, hey, I bet you need a house, right? I'll give you a mortgage, and you got to pay it off as you pay it off kind of as and
you
when."
play,
Yeah. And then when you've done that, he's like, "Oh, I've built you an extension. No need to thank me. Now you owe me this much." It's like you never stop being in debt to this guy.
Oh,
so
God. He owns your soul. Is he Satan?
It could be.
He is Satan in raccoon form.
Yeah, there you go.
Take that, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Take a lot of things.
Like my money.
That works.
Yeah, that does look good.
Yeah.
Anyway, games to go.
Yeah.
So we should have a movie cast. We don't have a movie cast. I'll make a note to add that in. Create 8 new podcasts. Welcome to the Gardening Cast.
So, what's your favourite seeds?
My favourite seeds?
Yeah.
I'm quite a big fan of cumin because it's fun to say.
I didn't know that was a seed.
Cumin seeds? Yes.
Yeah.
Squall.
It's kind of in the name,
He's
isn't
a
it?
good seed.
I don't know any seeds.
Fine, cool. Anyway.
So I'll still keep mine games related.
We've just kind of gone off the rails, but this isn't the place for that.
Yeah, we have another podcast for Rail for
Sorry.
Anyway, so I thought we could just talk briefly about what we've enjoyed the most about the last generation of consoles. So PS3, 360, Wii. I suppose, DS and PSP would be last gen for handhelds?
Yeah, I would
It's
say
hard.
that.
It's a hard one, isn't it? Because they're kind of staggered.
Well, the PS Vita
release
came
cycles.
out with the 3DS, and if we're not counting the 3DS, then we shouldn't really.
Can't count the Vita with the 3DS. I think they're.
Yeah.
I
I
think
would
they're
still argue
current,
they're both current gen.
Yeah,
Current
current
are now
next.
the PS4 and the 1.
current and next gen.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then we should probably just discount tablets and.
I'm not familiar enough with tablets and stuff to even begin to talk about those
And
things.
so
There's nothing really that.
as a hardcore gamer, I would even argue that some of them are games.
Some of them probably technically aren't. Yeah, just assorted brands of time sync.
Yeah. How about those angry?
How about those irate animals of some kind?
What do they have left to be angry over? They got go-karts.
They're
now.
minted, mate.
Yeah, they got their own cartoon.
Yeah,
What?
and
The DVD. Yeah.
What?
soft drinks as well. We're in Tesco's.
Oh yeah, I
earlier.
want to get
Yeah.
those.
Other supermarkets are available,
And possibly other soft drinks.
and well in Yutani. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd kick it off because obviously, of those consoles, I had everything except the PSP. So let's go around actually because you had everything.
I had everything except the DS.
Okay. Crouch.
I had PC, 360, PSP. I don't think I ever had a DS. I just went straight to 3DS.
Okay.
Xbox and PC, pretty much.
Despite how much I play games, I would actually say I've never owned a Game Boy.
Okay.
Well, like, at all?
No, I've borrowed one. Brad had one and I played on his a bit, but I've never actually owned one myself. To be honest, apart from the Wii and until recently I backpedaled and bought an N64, I haven't really owned many Nintendo consoles.
But we're talking about this last gen, as opposed to.
So GoldenEye.
we could. To be fair, I will very happily do an episode where we just wax nostalgic about the N64. I'm absolutely fine with that, but it's not the place.
Coming soon.
Coming soon on the Gamecast, we talk about old stuff endlessly.
Kind of
all time.
Yeah.
And then when the PS5 and the Xbox 722 comes
we'll
out.
do it all
The
again.
Xbox 2,
Yeah.
Xbox 1 and a bit. Or
Xbox
something like that.
When they
720p.
just rename it. When they do an Apple and just call it Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new Xbox.
There are other companies that are run by fascists available.
iBox.
Apart from Apple.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there are. Most iPhone owners will try and convince you fucking otherwise, but there are other companies than Apple out there. Well, there used to be Beats, but wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they got bought.
Yeah. So, probably my favourites... Let me think. So I really liked... I suppose probably best to talk about exclusives maybe on consoles first and then move on to the stuff that's cross-platform.
Okay.
It's probably easier, isn't it? So like for 360, probably my favourite series is the Gears of War series.
Yep,
That's why I bought an
I
Xbox.
bloody love those games. They're just... I know that people kind of criticise the storyline and the acting. The kind of the acting in quotes is a bit like...
It's a B movie.
Yeah, I
it's a
think
bit
they're
like that.
good.
Like, it's guilty.
I think they're good, fun games. I wouldn't say that they ever broke benchmarks. In online stuff, they possibly did because of Horde mode. Obviously, that's now
I was coming to that, actually.
stuff like that is taken as a given now
Yeah.
in online gaming. And to be honest, Gears of War were first for that, and they have quite a hardcore online community.
Very much.
But
a
in
lot of
terms
people
of an
still play
actual
Gears 3.
single player experience, there's nothing that hadn't been done by other games beforehand. Like cover-based shooting was already covered by an old PS2 game called Kill Switch.
I think they did a particularly good job of the cover-based shooting.
Oh,
Gears.
they did
Like,
well.
very
They did it better
good.
than Kill Switch, to be fair.
Yeah. Also, one of the things I was listening to, this is ages ago, I was listening to an interview with Cliffy B, and he was talking about some of the stuff they introduced in Gears which got copied by other games. So like things like the active reload, where you can get a bonus if you hit it at a certain point. It's kind of... I don't know if it was the first game to do it, but it was certainly the first game to do it well.
I played a game recently that did that. I can't remember the bloody...
Vanquish?
Vanquish did
Binary Domain?
Binary Domain, I think
it had that,
actually,
if I remember rightly.
I was sitting there going,
that was
hang on, when I was
I
playing
haven't played it.
I'm sitting behind a wall and I'm reloading like
a
reload.
motherfucker.
I'm trying to figure out if Dark Void did it as well, because Dark Void was just Gears of War
With a jetpack.
with a
wasn't it?
jetpack.
Yeah.
That sounds horrendous.
It was an awful game.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard this.
and like before it came out, Brad Pitt was supposed to be like really heavily into it, and he was going to make a movie of it and everything.
Wow.
Came out,
And he was like, no.
the jetpack didn't work, and it sunk like a turd, pretty much.
If the jetpack didn't work, that's a risk.
Yeah, I think not even Nolan North could save it.
No.
Oh yeah, he was the voice actor for it, wasn't he?
yeah,
it was
yeah.
an awful
Well,
game.
and all games, I think.
Yeah, at that point he was the voice actor. He was just the game voice actor. Now it's
Yeah.
now it's Troy
Baker's
Baker.
covered the game for it at the moment.
He's got that covered. But yeah, like, so Gears did that really well. Like Blake's absolutely right. I think the Horde mode was the first time that somebody had ever nailed like a survival-based cooperative multiplayer. Because he'd had like before that, he'd had like Firefight on Halo ODST,
yeah.
and that was fun.
Was that before? Or was that?
That was, Gears 2 was the first one to have a Horde mode. Gears 1 didn't. Gears 1 was just competitive multiplayer as far as I remember. And you could also play the story with two players, that's another thing. That's really cool. Like that you can play the story co-op, local or online. That's awesome.
Local co-op.
That's a really cool thing. And yeah, so this other thing that Cliffy B was saying about the storytelling was the way they did the passive storytelling. So like you'd be walking through, you'd have your speed artificially restricted. So you can only run into combat situations, but the rest of the time you'd be kind of walking around and taking orders from the things.
They've kind of done that to death now. Like
now
I
they
get
have
annoyed by
absolutely,
it
yeah.
now.
But at the time it was relatively new concept. So like that's a favourite series of mine. Alan Wake was amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it's PC as well, but it is kind of.
I joined the party late on Alan Wake, but I'm so glad that I actually played it.
Yeah.
Did you
very
play
much so.
American Nightmare as well?
I recently picked it up, but I haven't played it.
My sister's got a copy on because, like, you know, you can play if you just sign in on somebody else's
Yeah,
Xbox,
you
you
can
just
play
play
their
their stuff.
Yeah.
My sister's got
Like
it, but her Xbox is kind of temperamental, so it doesn't work very often.
Okay.
So the idea of playing it is kind of... and plus I've got still got this huge fucking backlog of games to shift through.
It's okay.
Even having traded down like 400 quid's worth.
It doesn't really add anything to the Alan Wake sort of mythos, but...
Still fun, I guess.
Yeah, it's rather than the sequel, it's just sort of a side story.
Yeah, I thought it was meant to be like a spin-off.
Yeah. But
it's set in the same universe, but
I mean, you can get like machine guns and stuff.
Oh, nice.
He proper goes.
That's kind of cool.
For it.
Yeah, I think the emphasis is more on combat. In that
Yeah.
Which I did like the combat in, but
it was different.
I thought it was great as the storyline, and it's things like that, and obviously the original Max Payne that shows that Remedy can tell really, really good stories, and that's why I'm really looking forward to Quantum Break.
I really love the look of that. Like every time I see little bits and pieces of gameplay footage, I'm just like, that looks superb.
Is it a cross media?
Yes.
So it's a TV show and a game.
So the TV show comes with the game, I think.
Well, the way they've explained it basically is the TV show follows the corporation that is the enemy of the protagonist of the game.
Okay.
And the show is about the company that's kind of the evil company in the game.
Yeah.
And the protagonist of the game is kind of fighting them in the game. So you just kind of, the story gives you a bit more background on the...
Yeah, and I think you can watch one at your leisure and play the game at your leisure, so it's not like one affects the other. Well, it can affect the others. I think your actions do affect things.
I think they can, yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. It's a bit vague, but they did say you wouldn't have to. Okay. You don't have to watch the TV series. It's not essential to.
Yeah, it's just for more depth of world.
Yeah, but I think some bits affect it. Yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. I think it's an interesting premise, and if it was anyone other than Remedy, I would be scoffing at it. But because it's Remedy, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, the only reason I'm like upset about choosing not to buy an Xbox One. Because of Quantum Break. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've still got a year before it comes out, so
that's the thing. That and Sunset look good.
Yes.
I have a PS4, really liking it, and I will get an Xbox One eventually because there will be games I want on both.
Yeah, sure. Which is what I'm going to do with the PS4.
Which is why I hate all this fanboy crap, because I like both and I will get them for all the games, and I don't really think it matters.
But that's because you're a sensible human being, Blake. That's,
there's not enough.
There's not enough of those. You mean the comments thread and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, not IGN as a company. Yeah. I mean the comments thread that people use on Facebook and also on the website.
They're brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant to read.
What I love is like when people subscribe to like IGN.com's feed and they put something up that they're not interested in. It's like, why are you telling me this? It's like, because it's not all about you.
Do you remember a few years back,
internet,
like IGN had not caught on that people really hate spoilers, so they were just pumping out these videos that contained massive spoilers without tagging them. And the forum and like the message boards, just
toys were thrown out of pram.
Yeah.
No, that happened to. I got a letter in my official PlayStation magazine recently. I think it was like a month or two ago.
I think you told us.
It was bloody someone complaining about the ending of Red Dead Redemption because they mentioned it at the end of that, and they said, "Oh, I was playing in the middle of that, and you ruined it for me, especially with that picture." And we were like, they said, yes, normally we'd be very good at guarding spoilers, but 5 years.
Yeah, we talked about when we considered spoilers to be okay.
Yeah.
And funnily enough,
I think I might have mentioned it in the last episode.
On an aside, based on immediately after that episode of the Crazy Train where we talked about people who spoil things intentionally being dickheads, I got spoilers for Game of Thrones Series 4. And the reason I'm annoyed is because it was somebody who'd spoiled it based on the books in an article about the TV show. So they had literally, there was no what's the word? There was no impetus for them to talk about the books. They literally just went, "You're going to love it when," and then spoiled. It's like, you fucking knob! Like, you joyless sack of shit.
See, I thought you were talking about
jump in front of a bus and do us all a favour, you cunt. I don't actually mean that, but yeah, still a cunt. I don't want him to die though. I just want him not to be alive.
Just want him to hurt.
I just want him not to be on the internet anymore.
All the pain.
Kill your router and never buy another one, and then I'm happy.
Throw your router under a bus.
Then live away. You live like the best revenge is living well. The better revenge for me is when you fucking live without internet.
If you turned into Odin, you're like banishing Thor. I strip you of your router, cast you out of the firewall.
Down to earth, banished. Down to earth, troll.
Anyway. Those who contain the power of troll.
Ice Troll giving spoilers.
It's cold. It's going to carry on being cold.
He's adopted.
I'm just going to say that to someone every time they give me spoilers.
So what are the big games? Because obviously there's the Halo games. And I think of the ones that came out on 360, my favourite is probably Reach.
I did really like 4. A lot of people didn't like 4.
I liked 4. 3 was... the only thing I didn't like about 4 was the multiplayer cooperative stuff, the Spark Knocks.
I wasn't really playing that.
I found them really... like the network stuff was really temperamental, so I'd always have like massive amounts of lag.
I just played the single player campaign. I didn't play online.
Campaign I finished.
I didn't think the story was any.
That's right.
For
it's just Cortana getting slowly mad.
The main story for 4 was good, but the Spartan Ops stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like it had been written by a lower class writer, but yeah.
You elitist.
Yeah. Get good writers.
You peasant writer.
You are not of high enough worth to write for this side mission.
We must keep this campaign separate from the serfs, lest they gain knowledge. What's that you're writing, my lord? Nothing. Back to your turnips. Back to your Spartan Ops. So yeah, Reach was probably my favourite because the multiplayer was good. There was still a cooperative. Was there a cooperative mode? It was just the Halo 3 code, wasn't it? It was just the same stuff. Was that the one? Or was that?
Again, I don't normally play online.
I can't remember.
Did Reach come with...
It came with some sort of multiplayer mode, but I can't remember what it was.
Did it come with 2 discs? And one of them... No, that was
ODST. It came with the Halo 3 netcode, that's right.
Yeah,
I never played ODST, and I never played Anniversary Edition.
ODST.
Anniversary Edition was good.
I liked the first game originally on the Xbox. I think that still is, in my way, the best
Halo 1.
Yeah. I think I always feel that sequels for Halo are half a sequel of what they should have been to me.
I like.
Because I always feel like Halo 2 felt like Halo 1.5, Halo 3 felt like Halo 2.
Right. I think it's sometimes like...
Reach, I think, was a huge step. Just by giving the ability to bloody run, I thought
that was like the fact that they introduced running and everybody's like fucking revolutionary. It's like that is a series that has teased features perfectly.
I was sitting there going, I shouldn't be happy about this. In fact, I should be annoyed that they haven't introduced it earlier.
And yet you're so happy because it works.
Yeah, and it was
So it's good. It does feel good.
I'm trying to think of other exclusives. Here's a weird one, right? I didn't realise this was a 360 exclusive until I tried to find it on PS3 and couldn't. Splinter Cell Conviction.
Yeah.
What?
Was a 360. Only came out on 360. Never came out on PS3.
Yeah, they paid for it. They
Blacklist came out on everything, right?
Yeah, including Wii U, PC, the works. It's weird.
Yeah,
that
Conviction they bought. Microsoft bought out. I don't know why. I think they needed a killer app at the time.
The reason was I was trying to get hold of because I bought there was some bundle pack where you got Splinter Cell 1, 2, 3 HD, Double Agent, and the PSP version, which I was annoyed about because it said it worked on PS3 in the store and then it wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
But that's neither here nor there. And then I was like, oh well, I'll get Conviction and then I'll get Blacklist on PS3, and I've got the whole set on PS3.
Yeah.
And I tried to find Conviction. And I asked one of my friends in the branch, like my nearest branch of game, the one I sort of used to work at, so I'm familiar with them, or like know some of the staff, and I'm friends with them.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Game friends.
Friend, work friends. Which actually includes nobody in the room now because Spike's not here. Spike's the only person in the group that I've actually worked with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I've never worked.
Again.
Well, we were only a year in between.
Yeah, we only just didn't cross paths.
Yeah,
and we've hung out before we started doing this anyway, so hence why we do this.
I never worked with you, but then again, I wouldn't trust you to make me a pie.
We don't talk about pies.
Oh yeah.
You're supposed to be the one enforcing this. So another series I really liked, which started off as a 360 exclusive, was Mass Effect. Originally, the first one was an exclusive, and I really liked it at the time. Although I can go back and be like, "This is like." You can see.
I feel like it hasn't aged well.
No,
I feel like the only person.
2 is so good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I recently, I tried 1 and I just can't get into it. I've really tried.
I would just say read
1 is hard to get
read
into.
the story of 1 on
or do
Wikipedia,
that digital comic thing. That's pretty cool.
And then
that's
just
the thing.
go
I
straight
felt
to
like
2.
I was walking around the space station at the beginning of the game for bloody hours because I did all the side stuff.
Yeah.
That's the way I play games. If I come across a side quest and know I'm not going to be able to come back to it later, or I had the feeling I'm not going to be able to come back to it later, I'll do it. Because I thought once I get the ship, that's it.
Well, this is why I'm about 6 hours into Stick of Truth, and I've only done one main storyline quest because I've just been doing as much of the
all
side
the
quests as I possibly can.
Because they never signpost if you can go back.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to do.
I like games like that because I can't remember what I was playing. Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
Yeah,
I played that recently, and that was really good.
Oh, it's a good game.
Yeah, and what I really liked about it was
this,
and it came up with a little pop-up on the screen that said, "This is the last time you can upgrade your abilities." I was like, "That is perfect.
Yeah.
That is really good design."
I like I think Fable 1 or one of the Fables. There's like when you get near the end, it's like you can't go back.
Yeah.
So do all your other quests before this, and then only proceed once they're all done.
And I think there was a point in one of the Mass Effects where that happened as well.
Yeah,
maybe in fact it might be the third one because obviously there's a point where you can lock in your squad.
I won't spoil, but there's a good way South Park does it.
Okay,
that's all I'm going to say. It made me smile.
Yeah, it's
just little bits like that.
Yeah,
but again, there's lots of bits in South Park that obviously made me smile because it was just a piss take of video games.
It's a really funny game. Yeah, it does that stuff really well. I can't even think of any more 360 exclusive franchises. Fable's an exclusive one, so I mean, Fable 2 and 3 both came out on 360.
2 was excellent, 3 was a missed opportunity. It was an experiment gone wrong, in my opinion.
I think everyone's bashing of 3 is pretty unwarranted.
Yeah,
because
don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was still good. I did think it felt like a backstep to 2 in terms of the elements of the game.
Yeah,
because I felt they simplified a lot of it and not in a good way.
Yeah,
like in talking to characters felt really watered down.
They took all the emotes away, didn't they?
Stuff like that. And I was sitting there going, it doesn't take me anything to be loved or anything like that. I don't have to worry about buying presents. It seems to be I can get anyone into bed just by going
because that's the only thing you can do is just
pretty much I can just flex my muscles, go and apparently I'm bumming a man before I know.
It's that easy, right?
That's an interesting rule for life. Sometimes I just go and I'm bumming a man before I know. That's why you didn't get
heard it here first on the Gamecast.
It's nice that we have our exclusives here.
Blake's easy living.
Yeah, some of us have to work for that shit. Like.
Yeah, what's the
some of us have to work to bum our men.
I just can't flex as well as you.
I can't, like I say, I'm struggling now to think of other. There's things like Forza and stuff, and the first Dead Rising was really good. Like the first Dead Rising when I bought it was awesome. Looking back, it's kind of it doesn't date fantastically well because it is clunky in places.
That's my problem with the Dead Rising franchise. I like them, but I get bored of them.
Yeah,
2 as well. It's not.
I picked up the third one for Xbox One because
that's literally why I went with at the early point in the stage. I chose PS4 over Xbox One because I went. The only game at the time was Dead Rising 3, and I went.
I thought you meant you were so against buying Dead Rising that it swayed you in the other direction.
No, I was sitting there going, I could buy Dead Rising. The game that interested me most at the time was Dead Rising 3.
Yeah,
and I looked at it and went. I feared that it was going to be more of the same, and I was going to get bored after.
There's elements of it that obviously it carries over certain common elements.
It sounds like, from what I've read about it, it sounds like they fixed a lot of the annoyances with it, and you can do a bit more running around.
All I heard was Dead Rising zombies. That's all I heard about it.
The thing that annoyed me about Dead Rising 2 was that it seemed to be, first of all, I was a bit annoyed going, I've got to keep so close to this time, I don't get a chance to wander around the malls and see all these things.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a point where you've got 24 hours till the next big event comes out. And then after I walked around a bit, I'm like, I'm a bit bored.
The setting wasn't as iconic as the first one. Like, the first one, that mall, I can just remember every area. There's a dilapidated bit with the fountain in.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Where all the... Yeah.
Oh! I've just remembered another franchise that was exclusive to Xbox. Crackdown.
Yeah. Yeah,
I fucking love Crackdown. The second one's more of the same. The first one is one of my favourite games of last gen, hands down, because it was it sold really well because it had the Halo 3 beta key in it, and I remember when it came into the store at Game, we had a copy traded in fairly swiftly because it came in. I think it came as a bundle, and people used to trade in the bundle games straight away and stuff.
Okay.
So because it was pre-owned, I was like, can I have a bash on it in the Xbox out back?
Yeah.
At the time we had one of those.
We're gonna bash it out in the back room.
We had one of those demo pods in the back that was broken. So I can't remember what it was about it, but it couldn't go out on the shop floor. It might have been because it couldn't lock properly or something like that. So people could half-inch the system if they wanted to, which would explain why we were able to put discs in it. So that would make sense.
That'll do.
Yeah. So I put Crackdown in and I played it I used to play it on my lunch breaks, and I was like, I have to fucking buy this game. Like, it's not. I didn't have a 360 at the time, and already I was like, I have to play this. Like, I have to own this. And so when I bought my 360, I think I bought Gears 1 and Dead Rising with it. Played more of fucking Hexic HD than anything else.
I hate that game.
Oh, see, I love it.
Oh no.
And then I bought Crackdown, I think, on my next payday afterwards. I've got similar like triggers about Bejeweled 2.
I've got 2. What about Uno?
Oh, fuck
that's an Xbox exclusive.
That is a game that will ruin friendships. Like, it just flat out. I remember we played Uno, like just the normal live card based one, not like a computer version. And we'd just buy it. We were all so tired. I think we'd stayed up to watch like WrestleMania or something. Like, it used to be a social thing we used to do quite a bit when I was younger.
Watch TV.
No, it was watch wrestling. Stayed up to watch wrestling pay-per-views like, as a big group, and then I'd go to work the next day like half tired and having not slept, and then I'd do a full day shift, and because I was a badass back then, you know. Also, I'm more. And I remember once we played Uno before, but like, bear in mind this is like 12:30 in the morning because the pay-per-view was starting in half an hour. And we were just like +4. You fucking cunt. You didn't hear such vitriol as us playing fucking it. It was ridiculous.
So much better than all the stuff I encountered on Uno back.
Or a standard game of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. There were so many fucking guys masturbating.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Xbox version?
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
No, not at a local.
Fuck for that.
Yeah, I find new friends.
Yeah, not at a local Uno game.
I can see why you've come to depend on us so heavily for social stuff.
Sorry, did you get videos of them?
Yeah,
because it came with the Xbox Live Vision thing, which is completely useless.
I remember there was do you ever read whywasibanned.com?
No.
It was people complaining about getting a ban on Xbox Live, and then the moderators' responses, it was like the choice ones.
Oh, that's amazing.
And one of the most popular ones was like a parent who'd my son has, just had his Xbox Live account suspended indefinitely, which basically just means perma-banned. Lose all your DLC, lose your gamer tag's banned, the works, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't understand it. He's always been a good boy. He's never caused any trouble. He tells me that, if anything, people are nasty to him. So what gives? And they were like, he was showing people his balls on Uno. So that's just it. That's the entire moderator's response.
God.
Your son was exposing himself in Uno.
Oh, she must have been so proud.
I bet, right? It's just amazing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people are mean to me and my balls.
People have been crying my balls.
I was just getting people's comments on them. One of them is irregular.
Yes. Is this normal for a growing boy?
Also, +2. Change to red.
You cunt.
You fucking cunt. I think that's kind of. I could do a whole other podcast on arcade games. Maybe we should separate that out into another one.
Yeah.
Downloadable.
I think we should probably move on to the next system.
Good shout. Because we're 28 minutes in. I originally envisaged this as half an hour.
Yeah.
So,
PS3
PlayStation, yeah.
So I can't really.
For me, Infamous is my favourite.
Yeah.
Infamous,
gotta love Infamous.
Infamous is a great one. Like,
Never
it's basically
played it.
just like GTA, except you've got Sith Lightning.
I thought I swear you were going to say syphilis.
Yeah.
It's like GTA, syphilis.
That's why I want my money back from those whores. You gave me the clap.
Games with consequences.
You gave me the clap. Now you eat butt.
God. Trash talking with Blake.com. So yeah, Infamous is like, I've only played the first one, admittedly. I've got the second one.
The second one is great.
It
fixes a lot of the problems.
I've got the second one in my list of things to play. Three now, 2 on PS3, and then Second Son, the new one.
Yeah, with a different character.
Yes.
Not Cole, is it? Is that someone else?
It was Cole in the first two.
First two, and then
it's Delsin in Second Son. So.
Okay. They're brothers, aren't they, or something like that?
No. It's a completely new character. It's just set in the same world.
Oh, okay.
And that's all I'm going to say because otherwise it gives away.
Yeah, spoilers,
massive spoilers.
Yeah,
but
we're still within like 4 months of spoiler territory. So
no, there's nothing in Second Son that spoils the other games. There's nice touches and stuff, and there's obviously some backtalk to the previous ones. But it basically it's because of the endings of 1 and 2 affects. It is why Second Son is the game. So
okay.
I'm not going to go into any more.
No, that's fair enough. So PS3, what else do we have? Heavy Rain.
Yeah, I was just going to say Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain's a great one. Beyond wasn't as good. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was more a movie than a game.
David Cage seems to me to be disappearing gradually further up his own arse.
Yeah. Heavy Rain I thought was great because of the whole choice, and you had 4 characters and they could die and the story would carry on.
Heavy Rain was really cool in that.
Beyond does have different...
I thought the controls of Heavy Rain were unnecessarily fiddly.
Oh yeah, and Beyond does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's still that same sort of control scheme.
I heard they simplified it a little bit more.
A little bit. I suppose the
streamlined.
responses were better. It didn't, it's not like Heavy Rain where sometimes it would not recognise a thing in time and you get penalised for it. Beyond was more responsive in terms of it definitely knew you did the
move.
Yeah. But no, Beyond. The problem with Beyond was I think it was obviously more of a linear story, and while you could go down different paths and there is replay value in seeing all the different endings and stuff like that. There's like 8 different endings.
Yeah.
And there's different things you can do and stuff like that. In fact, talking to people, I've seen them do completely different things to what I did. So there obviously is that Heavy Rain factor to it.
Yeah.
But it's just not as interesting as, because I think the thing about Heavy Rain was who is the killer, who is the
sure.
Yeah, well, it was like a community sort of aspect to that. Like everyone was playing.
Nobody I knew spoilt it for me when
I
played it. I found that a lot of people said they rather than some people who like your Game of Thrones wankers. They actually were going, no, play it. The twist is brilliant.
But not even the twist, just the way the story pans out.
And the way the story pans out is
people
brilliant.
respecting
this was back in 2008, bear in mind. This is before the modern day.
And I mean, because I joined the party fairly late on that one, because not late. It was basically someone had got it as a birthday present in my family. They didn't really get on with it, but then again, they're not a big gamer person. And
in some ways,
and also he thought it was one of the darkest things he's ever played, which I would say that I would agree with.
So from what I've heard, this guy would never get along with Walking Dead Series 2 Episode 3. So apparently it's one of the darkest gaming experiences.
Oh god, I've only played the 3 episodes. I've only played the first 3 of 1.
Yes, sorry, the game series. No, Series 2 Episode 3 is just a random thing around the farm.
Yeah, I was just like, they're on the farm.
The series, they're on the farm just arguing about stuff for about 8 episodes.
Yeah, I think that's
sorry,
what I gave up.
I might have set fire to your Walking Dead comics.
Not again. I can never get in.
I've just replaced them.
The TV series I just can't get into. But I've only played the first 3 episodes of the game because after the end of episode 3 of the first series, Kat, who was watching
the break.
Kat just said, "I want to have a break before you play the next one," and I was happy to go straight into it. But Kat was just no, and she likes watching me play those ones. So
I was playing
including another one which has to be mentioned, which would be Uncharted.
Oh, Uncharted's a great series.
Yeah,
I haven't played it yet, but
I've played the first one, and I've just heard nothing but good things about the second and third.
I'm pretty sure.
Second one, I would argue, is the best one storyline wise. The third one isn't as good storyline wise, but obviously it's got the most polished. Got some. There's lovely bits like the fist fights. You're not playing anything differently in terms of controls, but it's just little things like contextually, like if you're fighting near something. Nathan Drake will just pick up something and smash him over the head with it, and it's just because it's just an animation there, and you may not even come across it for a second playthrough because you just didn't go near it. Yeah. But because you did, it wants to make you feel like you're playing Indiana Jones, basically. Essentially,
I was going to ask, is it like Indiana Jones?
Yeah, it is meant to feel like all those those sort of films, the treasure hunting,
the RKO films, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got that, and you feel like you're a treasure hunter in that sort of thing. And there's lots of action, lots of explosions, and it's all.
No doubt they'll probably release like a bundle for the PS4 with it.
If it's not been done already, if it's not in development currently, I can only imagine.
I think it's
well, they're currently doing rebooting The Last of Us, which again is another one I would recommend.
It.
They're doing a remastering with all the DLC and 1080p and updated graphics.
They want to do it. Well, they debate
There's a rumour
of
it. There are rumours of it doing. They're doing the same for Beyond as well. They're doing the PS4 remastered version.
They need to just.
Why they would is beyond me.
Because it's not as successful.
They didn't seem to be.
The Last of Us is one of the biggest selling games in a while, and I can understand why they do that because I can at least. I'm not going to buy it, but because I will go on PS3 and I'll just buy the DLC for it.
Sure.
I don't see the need to do it, but for those people that, especially with that may have gone from 360 to PS4, I can see that it's definitely the market to re-release that because then people go, oh yeah, I've got new,
Yeah. Well, I
People
mean,
like me.
my thing on the Beyond
There's
thing,
definitely a market for it.
my thing on the Beyond thing is if they couldn't convince people to buy the PS3 version, given the sales figures, they're not going to be able to convince them to buy it drop 40, 50
Everyone
quid on
knows
next gen.
what a Steam
If they did it with Heavy Rain,
turd it is.
Comparatively, certainly, yeah.
if they did it with Heavy Rain, I'd be more interested.
That's more like it, yeah. Maybe like a sort of, you know...
They'd have to redo the engine from the ground up, though. I think is the problem.
Probably.
Because the graphics are probably aged quite badly.
Well, also, I don't know that the development process on PS3 lends itself very well to being ported. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
My understanding was that the whole move towards x86
They
on
said
both consoles
actually,
was to make
Naughty
it
Dog
easier
did
to
say-
go for in future.
Well, now
rather
it's all
than...
flipped, isn't it? The Xbox One's harder to develop.
I don't know if it is. I think it's just maybe you can get more out of the PS4 at this point. Maybe it's easier.
PS4
to
is
get...
more based on PC architecture, which is why it's
Yeah.
really easy to
I
squeeze
thought
stuff out.
they
of it.
both were.
They made it.
They may be.
Yeah.
I don't know about Xbox
I wonder if
One.
I think the only thing I remember reading something that the Xbox One's got a small amount of a different kind of RAM. Maybe that's causing.
I think
Yeah, PS4 is more powerful.
the PS4's
There's
got
no, no dispute there.
DDR
There's more
4
powerful
or
components.
5.
Hmm.
It's
It's GDDR.
It's GDDR5 against GDDR3.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
It's
The
not.
same amount of RAM, but just slightly slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like DDR2 versus.
But then again, they're
DDR3.
going to do the new DirectX at the end of the year and stuff like that.
DX12.
Well, I think it's the end of the year.
So every time I install the fucking game on Steam, there'll be a new installation process.
DX12.
DX12 supposed
I
to
only
be good.
just got onto DX11.
I remember back in the good old days of DX9. I don't know. I was deliberately being a comedy hipster there. I have no idea what DX... I don't even know what DirectX does.
Was there a DirectX 10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it lasted very long.
No,
maybe 11 came quickly.
Yeah.
LR12's coming quickly.
Yeah. But then if it's being... Because obviously Microsoft's new thing is like the cross-platform... You know, if you can build it on Windows, you can build it for Xbox One, Windows Phone, and it's really easy to port things around. So obviously they're going for that one unified architecture thing.
Yeah,
so
12 said
having
you'd
DX12
be able to
makes
get
sense.
better graphics out of
Xbox One.
DirectX 12. But I'll just wait till I see it.
Yeah,
I'm not really bothered by that. It's more
I'll buy it. If basically the way I'll do it is the same way I always do it. If the games look interesting, I'll buy one.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to back to PS3. So Heavy Rain, Uncharted,
Last of Us.
Last of Us is awesome.
Did anyone play Demon Souls?
Yes,
I
briefly.
did. I had trouble
did
getting
not
into it.
get along with it at
Okay.
all. It was an
Is it better than Dark Souls? Is Dark Souls better?
It is
supposed to be Dark Souls is supposed to be better. Yeah.
Everyone that has played every game in the Soul series is
Says
just
that
like
Dark
Demon
Souls
Souls is. They say Demon Souls is like,
Really?
Yeah.
Because to me, it's unnecessarily fiddly, and I don't get along with games that are hard for the sake of hard.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
they say Dark Souls 2 is hard for the sake of hard, like
It's just-
less than the others.
I don't get it. I don't understand what the fascination is. I don't want to feel inadequate when I'm playing a game. Like
I
get it in certain respects. Like so, for instance, Splinter Cell. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm not good enough at sneaking, or if I kill somebody when I'm not supposed to be killing somebody, I expect to fail, and that's fair.
Yeah.
If the rules say don't kill and I kill, then I expect to fail. What I don't expect is like, oh, this thing does 38,000 damage with a single sword. You've got a stick,
Well, they all
and you've got to beat him to death over a period of 8.5
if a game
hours.
is difficult for, but it has like, but that's the credit of it, and it's like has a quick restart thing, like Hotline Miami or Trials, for example.
Yeah.
It's got that. Restart.
Yeah.
You know,
Also,
one button
Souls-
press you back at the beginning. You know,
Yeah.
and
Souls,
but then
you
it
have
really
to go back to the bonfire. And
But then it feels really good when you do nail that perfect run.
Yeah.
Especially in Hotline where you're just like, shit.
It's like getting
bang.
it harkens back to getting a high score and things like Pac-Man back in the
yeah.
in every iteration of Pac-Man that's ever been since the older days.
Oh, Hotline Miami is definitely that arcade.
Yeah, one
more
more
go.
I can't wait to get my hands on the second one.
Oh, that looks brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to PS3. So I'm trying to think. God of War is still.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was 3?
I can't believe I forgot about that.
3 was like supposed to be like really good.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 was good.
Essentially-
It painted Kratos as an even bigger dickbag than previous games, where he's just like really angry and sarcastic all the time, but he doesn't even come across as like jokey sarcastic.
No,
like
he's
some
just
Nathan
like-
joke.
No.
He's like, thank you so much for your help.
I will not rip your head off this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Kratos.
I liked
God,
God of War 3 purely because it was bloody. it just felt like, you know, the comic Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. It felt like that, but with Mount Olympus.
Kratos kills mythology.
Yeah, Kratos kills. Because it felt like you didn't go 5 minutes without killing a god.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think. There must be more.
There
must be more exclusive franchises.
There's Flow that came out on the PS3.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Flow Journey, that sort of
Killzone.
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 I've never been a fan of Killzone. I can't.
I've never been as into it as other people seem to be. I think they're different to make me want me playing them. I mean, I played every game in the series, and the universe is fun. And also, it's got that slower paced, sludgy type.
Yeah.
It's a bit more. The gunplay is a bit more tactical than something like Halo, which you could run around.
I liked Liberation on the PSP as well.
Oh, the top-down one.
Yeah,
that was
really
excellent.
good.
Yeah, that was probably my favourite one actually.
Okay.
Resistance.
Resistance is great.
I didn't really like that.
See, I only played the first one once.
One was okay, but it was obviously a launch title.
Yeah. I remember going around with my friends, and he had a 60-inch plasma TV, and he had Resistance Fallen Man, and he had it plugged into his PS3, and he was like, "Check this out," and it looked grainy as fuck, and I was like, "What is this? Like, why has somebody just he's just got £400 on this fucking machine, and that's the best it can do?" Then I realised later on that he was plugging it in via SCART rather than HDMI.
Oh,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
I think it's in like 576i.
Yeah. The Resistance, the first one, isn't that much of a looker, really.
No.
2, you could just see how much when they actually had some time to not rush it out for release.
Yeah.
When Resistance 2 came out and then Resistance 3, they're so much better games.
Mm.
And it's because Resistance 2 was excellent. 3, apart from the fact it completely ripped off Half-Life 2, it's brilliant. But it does it in a good way. It has it has a health-based system, armor-based system. You know, so it feels like Half-Life in terms of gunplay.
Because originally it was basically Sony's Halo contender, wasn't it? They wanted it to.
Resistance 2 feels more like Halo. Resistance 3 feels more like Half-Life 2, including a bit where you actually go to a town that's been ravaged by the Chimera, and there's like zombie-like ones. I actually went. We don't go there anymore.
I did finish Half-Life 2.
Yeah, that's the only. I've never finished the first one. I finished Half-Life 2.
Following our conversation about Ravenholm, I did finally figure out what I was supposed to be doing, and sure enough, it was just one of those things where I could totally do it once I figured out where I was going, and all it was.
Yeah, I think it was a switch or something.
There was a little ladder, and I was like, "Oh, you're fucking joking!"
Yeah.
Walk up the ladder, and then there's like this intricate system of bridges and stuff.
That was the bit I got stuck at.
When stuff like that happens, I just get irrationally annoyed at the game, and I just.
Then I got really stuck on the bit towards the end where you're like travelling through City 7, like the construct thing. The big sort of, we have to go up in those little pods.
Do you have the gravity gun?
Yeah, you only have the gravity gun, and you can only fire those fucking plasma balls.
Yeah,
and you're up against one of those motherfuckers with the 3 legs and the 3 really skinny legs and the dome on the top. And it just, every time you fire a plasma ball, it just does that fucking really annoying sweep down move, and it just dodges it. I'm like, you absolute cunt! How am I supposed to do this?
Was that the bit where you're outside the big building? Is that the bit where you're outside the big building and you just got to hold off against 4 of those bastards? That took me ages.
Yeah, that's it.
That took me like 10, 20 goes to get through that.
Yeah. When they're like missiles to...
Because there's ammo underneath. Yeah, you have a rocket launcher and you can take out...
the side of the thing and you just launch them out.
Yeah, because I had a rocket launcher which I think I spent the ammo... And there is some ammo hiding in one of the trenches around the great...
I know, we're thinking of 2 different bits.
Oh, okay.
This is the bit when you're in, because I know the bit you're talking about. It's the bit where you're helping the resistance get to City 7.
Yeah, because I felt that took me 20 goes.
That was a bastard. That took me a few goes. But I'm talking about the bit where you go up into the actual facility in those like life pods, and you travel all the way up on the sort of rail system. You get to the top, and all you've got is the gravity gun, but it's been hepped up,
supercharged. Yeah,
and you're running down this long corridor, and you've got this. You've got like a few people firing at you, and you can throw them around with the gravity gun. Obviously, that's a bit of fun, especially if you slide one into the rest of them and they just go.
Do they not disintegrate?
Yeah, and then you could pull like white balls out of this sort of stream at the sides, and you have those fucking leg bastards. One of those leg bastards at the back, just like coming at you.
I know that bit. I don't remember getting really sucked by that bit.
Oh god, it took me ages.
Just before the tower explodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's right towards the end.
It's opening up
right towards the end. Yeah, that's right.
To Z, is it called?
Yes, Channel Z, the B-52 stuff.
Have you done both episodes as well?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't traded it in yet because I want to do those first.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, are they short?
Not hugely long, they're about 4 hours.
Oh, perfect.
They're good.
So it wouldn't be a game talking about PS3 without mentioning Metal Gear. So obviously, like Metal Gear 4 was exclusive to PS3.
And good.
It was good. Like what I played of it. I have it. And
I finished it. I've only ever done 1, 2, and 4, which I know a lot of people cry havoc at me for not doing 3.
3 is the best one.
3's great. Like I'd say 2's probably the least.
I'm not a big fan of Metal Gear games.
My least enjoyable Snake game, Metal Gear Solid game, is Metal Gear 2.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, sorry. What I would say is my least favourite Metal Gear game is Metal Gear Rising with Vengeance, which I thought was balls.
I've only played a demo and didn't really get into it, so I thought if I'm not liking the demo, I'm not going to like the game.
I completed it and I
to me, a game that's made by the same people who made Bayonetta could do better as combat games go, because Bayonetta was fucking fantastic.
Bayonetta's one of the best of its type.
I think so.
It's better, it's arguably better than DMC and stuff like that.
Well, it's definitely better than the reboot DMC. It's definitely a lot better.
See, I quite like that.
I like the reboot.
No, that is good.
It's just not as good as Bayonetta.
No, Bayonetta's more like...
despite all the whinging about his looks, and when you saw the ending, which I predicted anyway...
He becomes him
anyway, which I went like, I bet he does that, and he did. And I went, yeah.
There you go.
I went, it's going to be that, because I saw the ending coming. But
it's been out long enough, we can probably spoil that.
Yeah. He gets white hair.
Spoiler, the game is actually good.
Yeah. Spoiler,
I would say in the franchise it's the third best one.
Number 3's the best.
3's my favourite, then 1, then the reboot, then 4.
Oh, sorry, no, 4.
Number 1, purely for that aeroplane bit. Like right at the end, like that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
what the hell? There's a plane. Hey, we heard you like planes in games that don't have planes.
So we had some, hey, yo dog, I hear you like fucking things that make no sense.
Japan.
So you don't see games like FIFA do it, do you?
No. That'd be amazing.
We nuked the stadium.
Play as the Skywriter.
Yeah. Football never changes.
Now with Connect, become the commentators.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
I think there's probably, in the modern day kind of age of like game DVRs being included in both consoles and stuff, I think that there was, if people aren't already doing it, there's going to be a point where people start doing joke commentaries over the top of real FIFA games.
Oh, I think so.
If anything, it should be one of us.
Maybe they'll eventually stop playing actual football and it'll just be FIFA.
Yeah, maybe. But then, I mean,
cheaper.
Yeah,
you say that, but I guarantee you that pro gamers, if they got enough exposure, would start demanding same sort of money.
Esports are becoming more stupid.
Yeah, exactly. There's a saturation point, I think, where it'll all implode in on itself. But same with indie games as well. There's going to be, if there's enough of those, it will all just collapse in. And unfortunately, it means that a lot of really good ones will get ignored.
I think that's my problem with early access at the moment.
Oh God, that's being used as well. That's really pissing me off because
I'm actually going to stop buying early access.
They keep on screwing people over. There's a few early access games. Like one got removed from Steam. I don't know what one it was.
One of them died because they just went, thanks, we're not making it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that to me really annoys me as a person who works in the QA industry, because that's really a really cheap way of
do the work for me. Basically.
Yeah, basically do my QA work for me, fix my shitty code.
It works for Minecraft. Fair enough.
But
that's why
Minecraft is different, because to me Minecraft is, he's put a lot of game into that game. He's put a lot of options in and if you do that from experience, if you put in tons of options, you do find it difficult to test it all, because you just can't conceive of what people will do. And
it's also a huge world, and the choice is endless.
Exactly. There's so much variety to it. Stuff like that I get, which is why I sympathise when you get like Elder Scrolls games come out buggy. It's like, well, what do you expect? There's so much you can physically do in that game. There are so many different varieties of routes.
There's
and
probably
paths
millions and millions of lines
take.
of codes. And
Absolutely.
Some are going to contradict each other and fuck things
up. Exactly.
Like,
this is why, But I sympathise. It doesn't mean I accept that.
I think
they're bulletproof and they should be able to get away with. No, I don't. But I sympathise with their issue, because it's a hard one to test. Even shooters are hard to test, because you can go on so many different paths and you can do the whole game carrying a fucking watermelon in Crysis if you really want.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dirty Dancing mod.
There is one bug in, well, not really a bug, I suppose. There was one bit in Skyrim that I did think was lazy, and that was the fact that I think there's a bit when...
How shit it ran on PS3?
Well, yeah, it might have been a PS3 thing, but someone actually told me it happened on 360 as well.
Oh, okay.
Is when you're in the one that's built on a dream of ruin, the city, it's in the bottom left-hand corner. I can't remember for laughing what it's called.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah,
the city of Ofuck.
Yeah, the city of Ofuck. You get in the main storyline of that city, you get arrested and chucked into prison.
Oh, Markov.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
God,
escape.
yeah, hate me.
And then when you escape it, a huge fight pans out.
Yes.
And I think my main gripe with that big fight was how much slowdown occurred during it.
That is.
And I just went, this is a scripted event that you should have looked at and known from the beginning how lucky it was.
I think I spawned after that fight. I don't think I experienced it. Like, I remember escaping prison, and I think my game.
The fight happens when you.
I think I ran through this. I think I ran out through the city, and when I
I just
came
left.
back,
It resets when you've done that. I think there might be a couple of corpses, but
that. So quickly, we can talk about Skyrim in a minute, actually, because I could quickly talk about honourable mentions on the Wii. So for me, like, the best games on the Wii were the Mario Galaxy games are phenomenal.
It's always the core sort of Nintendo.
I think so.
Games
Like, I think ultimately you get more out. The developers and the first parties always seem to get more out of the console. Yeah. True of Nintendo, true of Sony, true of Microsoft. All the ones who just develop exclusively first party titles for consoles tend to do the best work on them. So like Gears of War looked amazing on 360. Like Infamous, Uncharted look amazing on PS3.
You have to look at Last of Us.
Phenomenal graphics, like just
the last thing they eked out of the PS3, and they must have eked everything out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I still think Naughty Dog should think about bringing back Jak and Daxter. They like.
I'm sure. Maybe they haven't.
I think Crash isn't owned by them anymore.
I think Crash is
Microsoft.
No, it's some Japan company.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is. Is it now?
No idea. But yeah, the Mario Galaxy games are phenomenal on Wii. I really liked the Zelda games, even though Twilight Princess was kind of a GameCube port with tactile controls. I thought it played really well.
It was quite quite too much like Akami, like for comfort, I think.
Okay. So Akami was. I really liked Akami.
I liked Akami.
I loved it.
I never finished it.
I got bored very quickly.
I enjoyed what I played.
I got to a point where I was like, this is going to end, and then it carried on, and I was like,
the Metal Gear issue.
I was pretty overjoyed.
Yeah.
The Kojima problem.
Oh, yeah, actually, if there's one thing I'm going to slate about Metal Gear Solid 4 is the ending.
Last cutscene, yeah.
It's because I needed to, I was like, the credits, I really need a piss once the credits have ended, just in case there's something at the ending. And I was like, okay, it's going on for a little bit longer, I can hold it. I was in fucking agony there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's
Holding
not even
in.
worth it either.
I don't
Metal
think you
Gear
can.
Solid 4, Guns of the Kidney Infection.
That's the thing. I didn't want to press start because I know some games you can pause the cutscene in, but sometimes you press start and that skips the cutscene.
It does Metal Gear.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not pressing start because if I didn't know it was going to bang on for an hour and a half, though I'll sit there going,
I usually
can't hold it.
I usually press like either the home button or the Xbox button, and it usually pauses the cutscene automatically.
Yeah, I was worried something would happen and it would skip it if I did it, so that's why I just went, no, I've got to watch this.
So yeah, quickly back to Wii. So Super Mario Galaxy was amazing. The Zelda game was really good.
Smash Bros. Of course.
Smash Bros. I never played actually.
It was good.
Mario Kart, I love.
Mario
Kart is just always perfect.
Mario Kart, the ultimate.
I only played Smash Brothers once, and it was good. I played it with friends. So it was...
I actually quite liked the first Sonic game they did on it. The sort of side-scrolling, the sort of the third-person one, Secret Rings.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, didn't he do like Black Knight as well?
I didn't play Black Knight. I had that ball. So.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure there was a game. Zak and Wiki was really good on Wii. It was a Capcom game. It's like a sort of Zelda-y type puzzle adventure game. It was really good fun. It had really good style. It was very stylish.
Mad World was really good.
I heard good things.
Really good, yeah. Just for the
what about, I never played them. What about the Steel games?
Red Steel 1 was good. I never played Red Steel 2. Red Steel 1 was kind of... it was a little fiddly as you'd expect from a launch game.
Yeah.
But,
Number 2 was alright.
I remember when I bought the console, I bought it with Twilight Princess, Red Steel 1 and Call of Duty 3. And actually, Call of Duty 3 was quite good on Wii.
And it was a exclusive to begin with, but then it got ported. And I think in the earlier iteration of E14, I reviewed a copy of it. It was a sequel to No More Heroes.
Oh,
and I felt that it was overrated.
Sequel.
No More Heroes is overrated.
I've never played that. Is it Suda 51?
Yes.
Yeah.
I find he is. All of his games I've played, I've never played Killer 7.
Killer 7
is that the one that was the sequel?
That's the GameCube game.
Killer 7 was the one that got really, really popular because it was very culty, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, why did I just call it a prequel? It's got nothing to do with it.
No, I think there's a game called Killer is Dead that's meant to be a spiritual sequel.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be really
bad.
Supposed to be coming out this month, isn't it? On Steam? Like the Nightmare
I think
edition?
it might be coming on, but the console versions are pretty balls, I've heard. So.
It got Jessica Negri in a funky silver suit, so I'm happy.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good.
So then again, everything else he's made I thought was meant to be average, a bit like Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah,
it just seems to be a cosplayer's dream, apparently.
Is it Shadow of the Damned, where he's got like a dick gun?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was actually quite.
Apparently, it was good.
Yeah, it was alright. I think it's one of those ones that just got lost in amongst everything else. Is like there's a really lazy, easy tendency within games journalism to brand something a poor man's so and so. And I think Shadows of the Damned got marked as kind of a poor man's version of other games. Like it's actually
what other game has
it's
a
actually
dick
quite
gun?
good. Huh?
What other games have dick guns?
Saints Row. If there's one game I can think of that would have one, that'd be
Dead Rising 2 has a massager.
There you go.
In the swimming pool bit.
So let's round it off with maybe some cross-platform stuff. So stuff that came out on all the different formats. So for me, Deus Ex: Human Revolution was a favourite.
Yeah,
I love
that was good. I thought if I had one criticism of Human Revolution, it might just be because I'm shit at stealth games.
Right.
Is that I thought it was overly hard at the beginning of the game,
and then too easy.
And then when you became empowered enough, you could breeze through the end bit.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That's what I found when I actually became powerful enough to actually do something about the problem.
Yeah,
I was like that, unless I leveled up incorrectly.
I need to play the director's cut, I think, because I remember hearing that they changed some of the boss battles and stuff. Because that was one of the things about the first one.
Is the director's cut? Is it on Wii U?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wii U, 360, PS3, and PC, I think as well.
Oh.
Yeah,
I might re-pick it up because I did enjoy it. I
Yeah.
thought it was. I like the sneaking into the PlayStation bit took me hours.
Yeah, I've got the. I reviewed it actually. It was one of the almost.
Yeah.
It was almost E14's Game of the Year, I think, that year, because it only got beaten by Halo Reach because I thought it was.
Don't get me wrong. I thought it was great. I just found it was very difficult at the beginning.
It was the police station level was stupidly hard because if you went through the front door and then tried to walk into the wrong place, they just had an APB out to you constantly.
I felt like I couldn't sneak through it. I felt like I was taking out one guy at a time and dragging him to the elevator, and I had elevator full of corpses by the end of it.
Oh my god! I remember once, when I was playing it, I had this bloke. I was watching these patrols, and I was going in and sort of suffocating the guards.
Yeah, I was trying to play good.
Knocking out the guards.
Them all.
Yeah, knocking out the guards, and
I think I was very lucky in the end that I managed to run out of the building at the very end, and then I was all right.
What, sorry?
And I think right at the end of the police bit, I was able to just peg it towards the exit.
I
think I just ignored anyone else, and then I was all right for the rest of the game.
I don't remember how I got into the building in the end. I know I was playing stealthily.
Yeah, I snuck in through the things that there's like a vent at the top of the building. I snuck through that, and then there's a bit in the sewers. I think you can sneak through as well.
But I remember once, I was going through, and one by one, I was just knocking out the guards and just dragging their bodies to sticking their bodies in the same place.
Yeah,
and then this guard started coming down. I was like, oh shit! And I literally just had my head poked around the corner, gun out, loaded, ready to just turn around and pop him one in the head. If he turned left instead of right or right instead of left, he'd have seen this stack of corpses. But just it's taken out this big pile of other people and just left them all in the same place.
I thought you were going to tell my bloody Splinter Cell story for the moment, which is when the first time I ever played the first Splinter Cell. Yeah. I think the first bad guy I come across, I popped him in the head, picked him up so you had him over his shoulders, and then a guy walked through the door, and I was just like, hey. So that was my only experience of the effect that.
So, on the subject of stealth games, Dishonored.
Yeah.
Awesome game.
Amazing. I love that one.
Universally, just an awesome
game. And I think that
one game Well, that's the thing. It's a game I would really love to see a sequel from, but at the same time I don't, because I think it was so self-contained and brilliant. And I think a sequel might.
I actually think that the fact that Dishonored is so good is why most people aren't so jazzed up about Thief, the most recent one, because Dishonored is so good.
Yeah, pretty much. I just went. The people said it's like Dishonored only not as good, so I just went. Well, I'm not going to buy it.
I'm gonna
that literally talked me out of buying it.
It's currently 30 quid in shops, and I think it will come down a little bit more before I buy it.
I think it's a bit too much.
Yeah, I think it will come down. I can see it coming down to 20 quid on Xbox One before too long, and I'll pick up a copy then.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I'm not in any rush to play it. I've got other games to play.
I spent about 6 hours on it, and the story is just not. It's not that great.
Yeah,
and then it's like just a standard revenge story, isn't it? Really, pretty basic. But I like the fact that you can affect the story in different. Like you've got a non-lethal version where you can, like, if you've got to kidnap, you've got to take somebody out. You can either have them kidnapped and taken away from the world, or you can kill them, and that sort of thing. Like where you go to the costume party and you have to either kill the woman.
That was a good mission.
You have to figure out who she is out of all the sisters.
Yeah.
Then you have to figure out either to kill her or get her taken away out of the picture. And like, it's nice that you've got the option of how to approach it. Like that was really, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I did all the good ending. I did all
the
fact,
and the fact that at the end, if you didn't do it all right, the bloke's like, "You're a bastard," fires off a flare into the air to make it make so they're already alerted to you by the time you get them. It's like, shit, that actually had a proper effect on my game, and now I'm fucked. But yeah, Dishonored was phenomenal. Portal?
Yeah.
Love that game. Portal 2, I would possibly say is actually my favourite. You know, it's basically that and Fallout 3 are possibly my favourite games of the last generation.
Somehow with Portal 2 they managed to take a small arcade game and tack on, not really tack on, just craft a story for a sequel and make it sort of...
I don't know what they did.
Not cheap, not like over...
It doesn't feel like it should be cheap.
It's not
it holds
overlong.
It holds like a kind of fictional value.
Yeah, it feels like the sequel that we sort of like deserve rather than...
What we need right now.
I was just thinking Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's not the sequel it needs, it's a sequel it deserves.
To be fair, there are some people on the internet who don't deserve sequels to anything, because they can all fuck up, and they can all fuck off. But funnily enough, until this year...
Half-Life rumours, again.
My orange box on 360, I've had it for since a couple of 6 months or so after it came out. And until this year, I'd only played Portal 1 out of it. And I'd loved that so much that it had justified the price in my head. And I paid 30 quid for my copy of the Orange Box back in the day, and I still felt like Portal 1 was enough to justify the value of that box. Then I played Half-Life 2, and I was like, wow, this is worth so much more than 30 quid.
Yeah.
So that game's also...
that was a good... That was like...
I think it's actually argued the best value for money package ever.
It was like the progenitor...
Until Humble Bundle came out.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the progenitor of Humble Bundle.
Yeah. Just like value... to the extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme value.
Good guy value.
I picked up Orange Box second hand because I played Portal 2 because everyone was raving about it. I never played the original Portal. Played Portal 2, loved it.
And you wanted to pick up Orange Box.
And I actually went and picked up Orange Box purely to play Portal 1. Played it. Really loved it.
Yes.
I actually replaying both of them again. I think I do prefer Portal 2 just because
it's more polished.
It's just more polished.
Yeah.
The idea is brilliant. The co-op's excellent. The storyline is amazing, and actually one of the few games that genuinely makes me laugh.
There's only a few.
There's not many that. There's many that some that make me smile, and like Stick of Truth did make me laugh, but there are very few that actually make me laugh out loud like Portal 2 did. So I think it's so brilliantly written.
Because I'm such a child, Saints Row 3 did that for me.
Oh, I can imagine actually.
I haven't played Saints Row.
GTA always does that for me. Like I remember when I went to the midnight launch of GTA 4 because I was up and about anyway, and I had to drop my friend was staying over, and I had to drop him in at work the next day. So I was like, oh, let's just go and pick up GTA 4, and we ended up playing for 4 hours till 5 in the morning, just driving around causing chaos and not doing anything.
That is actually, I would argue that GTA is underrated, one of the best couch multiplayer games ever.
Totally.
Because it is literally pass the pad and do the stupidest death possible, or do the stupidest thing possible. True. That is in itself a game in itself. And it's not even what's intended.
Or you just play until you die and then pass the controller over. and it's easily done. And it
I mean, we were like GTA 5. I didn't buy it on launch day. I was like, oh, I'll wait for a bit because I was like, I had other games to play, and I knew it was going to dwarf my life if I got it. I went around my friend's house. They actually had it on a projector.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'll play it. And they were just playing break into the airport and try and steal the Harrier before they get blown out of the sky. And it's really hard. But
I'm pretty sure me and Alicia, when we were playing GTA 5, like, immediately both of us just wanted to go and grab a hooker.
I like your girlfriend.
Yeah, for my girlfriend, it's just like, I want to go and get a hooker and kill her.
She's cool, she can stay.
I want to go and kill her. And then, like, we did.
But what I'm amazed was that I played it for like, passing the pad for a couple of hours, and then I went, right, excuse me, and I just went straight out to MC Valley.
I remember when I played GTA 4, I hadn't actually ever tried. It just never occurred to me to do get the money back off the hooker thing.
Yeah. And
I played GTA 4, and I was like, they did that kind of half graphic sort of bouncing up and down in the car thing, and then she got out and walked off, and I was like, I wonder, jumped out of the car and just lined up a shot with a silenced pistol in the middle of a park of all places, and just popped her in the back of the head, walked over and picked up the plane. I was like, holy shit, it does work. It's just one of those things that kind of got into popular culture, but I just never thought to do it in GTA because I'm not a sociopath.
Oh no, well, normally I get bored.
Literally or virtually. Now, fucking all bets are off. I'll be like...
Get my money back.
Yeah, I'll be like, try and get money back plus.
The good thing is, there is no use for doing it now. Like, if there's no monetary loss for it, and I don't think it gives you.
You don't get the health bonus.
Yeah, you don't get a health bonus. Why do we continue to do it? It's just so ingrained now.
Well, I think this is a subject for another Gamecast about gaming.
You could probably do a whole podcast just on GTA, to be honest.
Well, and also just gaming releasing your inner sociopath. But that's a story for another time, I think. Yeah. So carrying on with the theme. In fact, actually carrying on with the Rockstar theme. Red Dead?
Yeah, that nailed the Western feel and while being a great story and a great game all in one. Yeah.
I think Rockstar's best game is still Rockstar Table Tennis.
Okay.
I've never played it.
It's got the ball physics.
It's got a really good story.
Them balls. Is it about a young Asian kid trying to make it to the top?
Forrest Gump's a special character.
Oh, Forrest Gump, yeah. Carrying on with Rockstar, LA Noire.
Yeah. Another thing like Heavy Rain.
I think that got quite a hard time when it came out. Like I
think a lot of people were expecting more than it delivered.
I don't understand why though. This is that's their fault. It's not the developer to do that.
It's clearly
something like I get it with something like
it was no. The way I saw it was that it was a very brand new technology. Yeah. And what they were trying to do had never been done before.
Yeah.
And
the possibilities
of it, and to a degree, it does succeed. But in some areas, it just is not as great as it wanted to be. Like that. I mean, like the lying thing is so over the top with everyone spazzing out when they're telling a lie.
I couldn't do that though. I was really bad at it.
Maybe this guy's just got some sort of tip.
To be fair,
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, to be fair, it does get harder telling whether they're lying in the later levels. But yeah, it's just. But I thought it was doing the rubbery gurning faces when they're telling a lie, and it was just like, it was those sort of things. I was like, well, that's just broken realism.
I could have done without the tax-on shooting.
Okay. It was made by Rockstar, and they were like, "Oh, we have a GTA engine.
If you're using our engine, you better start shooting."
You'd have been happier with like a longer, pure detective.
Yeah, because the material, the story was good enough to carry it.
I totally agree.
And also it became a running joke by the end of the game where Kat just said, "Stop saying LAPD don't move because they always run away."
I'm going to move.
Yeah.
That'll throw him.
Stop, LAPD! And you always end up running and chasing him down the street with your gun.
You're not allowed to shoot them whilst they're running. Like, what the fuck's up?
Yeah, well, you can, if you're lucky enough to hold the aim in time, you can get them to stop and fire a warning shot. But
I never feel
it's quite hard to do.
And then, to me, the biggest one, which would probably be my personal favourite of last gen, Fallout 3. And I liked New Vegas more in some respects, but I think for the pure experience, Fallout 3 is the better one.
Yeah, New Vegas had that more gritty realism to it, like things wore out quicker.
And you had enemies were harder.
Yeah,
it had loads of nice little.
Don't get me started on the bloody death claws.
And the is it Kazulas or whatever they're called? The fucking flying cunts of Satan.
Oh, those things.
I can't remember the
I'm
bloody
imagining
names.
flying radioactive vaginas now.
Okay.
Yeah, they were horrible. The Deathclaws, I could never get into that nest. I never did kill the king and the queen.
I tried.
I got there. I
Was
think
that-
I downed one of them, but then the king just wouldn't stop moving.
There's a
So-
King and Queen Deathclaw.
In New Vegas, yeah.
Is that in the...
in the middle nest
In
where
the-
where they're basically where the people blowing
It's a
up
quarry,
stuff is.
isn't it?
There's a quarry.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I found the city that was completely deserted but it had loads of Deathclaws in.
I know
I
that.
thought that was Fallout 3.
Oh, yeah, it probably was then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is the city of the...
The one thing I noticed, little things like I noticed about Fallout New Vegas, which I thought were better about Fallout 3, was I went into a town. I went into the first town in the game wearing a powder ganger's outfit, and they started shooting me because even though they'd recognise my face, I was dressed like the enemy, and that was really cool. I was like, wow. I didn't think to change my clothes, and I should have, because then they were like, holy fuck, it's one of the enemy, and just started shooting me from
Yeah,
afar.
whilst that's good in some regards, I did have a problem where I was like...
I had to just
I
kill
left
them.
the... I just went... I think it was one of the areas when you first get into New Vegas, like the slums area, before you get into proper New Vegas.
Right, yeah.
And I think I was wearing the wrong thing for that time. I was like a radar or something, and they started shooting at me. And I was like, "Oops!" And I quickly turned around, went through the door, changed clothes, and walked back through the door. I was like, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
And they seemed to have completely forgot. And I was like, "No," because if it was real life, they would have followed me through the door and chased me down the street.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that I just went, "Whoop!" I'm needed in the basement.
So I thought just thought of two more that I didn't mention. The Arkham games.
Oh shit! Yeah. They do deserve a mention.
They
They're
do.
amazing.
They
yeah.
do. Apart from Origins, which was...
Origins was okay. It was just City again, but with no memorable characters. And Troy Baker doing one of the most amazing impressions for Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
And to the point where I was like, pretty much you just either, there's no point having him there. You might as well have got Mark Hamill. But I think it's because Mark Hamill didn't want to do it.
Pretty much, yeah. And then Dead Space.
I wanted to say Dead Space.
Dead Space was also awesome.
It has...
That's in my to playlist, to be honest.
I think it's going to go like the way of the dodo is. It's not going to...
I don't think they'll I think they'll do something different in a similar style next time,
I want them to
hopefully.
leave
Did 3 kill it,
yeah.
you reckon?
3 was too...
Arcadey.
No, they just... like, the weapon customization was really good.
Right.
But they put microtransactions in it, and... I don't know.
I personally think that microtransactions belong exclusively in the multiplayer world.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's my personal feeling on it.
That's pretty much why I'm now thinking of picking up Diablo 3, because I found like they completely got rid of all that shit and it's meant to be excellent.
The auction house is gone, isn't it?
Yes.
And legendary drops are now more regular.
Yeah, they're 100% increase or something.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, I might buy it now.
Still only 8%.
And I don't think I don't know if the always online thing is still on applicable. Or...
I don't know actually.
Not that it's a big deal for me,
No.
but I know that sometimes if your internet dipped, it would kick you out.
If they have taken away the marketplace, I guess it would make sense if they didn't need like an always online thing.
Yeah,
because you need to be online for the marketplace. That's the only thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether to pick it up on PC because I'm more used to Diablo on the PC game because I love the first two.
Yeah,
or whether I should pick it up on the console because I played the demo on the console and it seemed quite fun, even though it felt a bit weird playing on a handheld. On a controller.
I'm pretty sure they're re-releasing it again, aren't they? Or
Yeah,
on
PS4,
Xbox One and PS4.
They're going to release
DLC.
it including the expansion pack as a big bundle.
Which, I mean, I might pick that up because I actually quite like Diablo 3 on the consoles. I thought it was pretty good.
Apparently it played really well.
Yeah.
So.
It seemed fine. They had a bit more arcade thing because you could actually roll out the way and stuff, which you can do in the PC version.
Yeah, agreed. So, any quick mentions for PC games that you've enjoyed over this last few years?
I enjoyed Dragon Age.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know, it didn't even occur to me.
Didn't play Dragon Age.
2 was awful.
Origins, I played, I really liked. It
Yeah.
played a bit like a really more polished Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I heard it was Mass Effect with Dragon, like in a fantasy setting.
A bit more sort of. It's more traditional fantasy, so it's not like cover-based stuff. It's all purely.
It's one of the most
RPG
combat. It's more like combat's more like KOTOR.
But I
don't think it's termed. I can't remember.
I think they changed it up in 2.
Yeah.
So it was more action focused. It was more like
the way they did Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1.
I might have to go in.
Positive change.
I might have to get into that
Dragon
series
Age,
because Inquisition looks really good. So.
It does look very cool.
It does.
So I might
Witcher 3 looks cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I started the first one.
I need to. I think I'm gonna skip the first Witcher because I'm about halfway through it and I've given up.
Yeah.
I think I might just go straight to 2 and 3, but
I don't know how much of a leap forward they are. But 3 does look like a big leap forward. I don't know about
Here's a thought. Okay, so here's one to end on. So, first of all, what's your favourite game of this last gen that is a very well-known game that people?
Oh Jesus!
So it's
sorry, no, we've missed the big one.
Okay.
Bioshock.
oh fuck yeah!
Oh my god! Yes.
Possibly
Jesus
the best
Christ.
first-person shooter ever brought.
Oh my god!
Well, second one not so much, but
dirty.
one in Infinite, brilliant.
I feel actually like a little bit sick of myself for not remembering if not for Bioshock 1.
Bioshock 1's one of the most
amazing.
influential games of the
Incredible.
generation.
As soon as you come up out of the water and you.
It's just
I've never seen graphics
It's
like that.
It's also that first establishing shot when you're going in the bathysphere and you suddenly just
and this
you
is
see Rapture. And
I
it's like,
chose Rapture and it shows
Fuck.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
like, wow.
mind blown.
Yeah,
Oh.
seriously. And then Infinite does a similar shot with Columbia. It's like that's incredible.
It was
That is
because
brilliant.
we'd seen stuff like that before, though.
It's a little bit less impactful.
Infinite isn't
Yeah.
as big, but that ending.
Infinite is a great
Infinite's
game.
ending is amazing.
There are certain
I love
games,
that.
like when it comes to buying brand new games, I've been really guilty in the past of buying a new game and it goes up on my shelf and it doesn't get played for ages. Bioshock Infinite was something that didn't entertain in my head. That was as soon as I bought it, it went in my 360 and I started playing it. Like there was no period of like, oh, I might wait till I finish this.
No, I actually played that on
Bioshock
PC.
Infinite went straight in.
Yeah, I was going to get it on console,
Yeah.
but I got it on PC in the end because Steam had a good pre-order bonus.
Yeah, no, Steam had a great pre-order bonus. It was
I think
XCOM made, wasn't it?
It was XCOM, which I'd already beaten on PS3 anyway, but I thought, I'll have it.
Is that the enemy?
Yes.
That's
another one worth mentioning. That's a fucking great game.
We missed
I
Tomb
feel
Raider
like
as well.
Again,
Fuck!
Missed Tomb Raider.
Miss Tomb Raider. The new one.
Yeah, actually, 3
That
beats
That was
go.
amazing.
I prefer Uncharted, but it was...
Tomb Raider, yeah. I was really pleasantly surprised with like Tomb Raider to the extreme. Like really
Yeah,
good.
if the rebeats go, I never liked Tomb Raider originally.
I was never really
original
into
game.
it.
Oh man, I love Tomb
It's not that I
Raider.
disliked it, I was just never into Tomb Raider.
I never really liked them. I always felt like you just get went around killing endangered species, which I thought you can't. That's what I thought.
All the imaginary raptors.
Yeah. If you were any more of a cunt,
The
you'd be...
creationist, he finds those objectionable.
Yeah, if you were any more of a cunt, you'd be Leonardo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Call across.
Yeah. Crazy. Sometimes in games.
Cross podcast jokes.
So, Tomb Raider's awesome. The Bioshock series is fucking amazing. Even Bioshock 2, I think, is really good, even though it's not as good as the others.
Yeah,
Like,
I know it's made by a
great
different development team, a bit like Arkham Origins was, but like Arkham Origins, I think it's still worthy of mention, even though...
Even the worst one of a great series is still good.
The Temple of Doom. The Temple
Yeah.
of Doom.
Kalima.
Yeah, you gotta love Temple of Doom.
Anyway,
Especially after Crystal Skull.
So your favourite
Favourite.
game that's kind of pretty well known in this gen? Any platform.
That's very tough.
That is tough.
You might have a few
especially,
minutes of silence for this.
I can trim it down.
especially when I've gone like Fallout 3 when I first started, and then
And
I've
now,
gone
as we've been
Portal 2,
reminded
and
of
now
games,
I'm
yeah.
actually going Bioshock as well. Cause I think it's probably between those 3 games actually. I love the Arkham games, but the Bioshock, Bioshock Infinite, Fallout 3, and Portal 2 are the games that I think touched me in place.
Show us on the strategy guide where they touched you, Blake.
And next week, Blake's he's
That
moving.
ending right in the fields.
Yeah. And now I just go into game man.
Flex. Oh, I don't know. I think Dark Souls 1 for me.
Okay.
Dead Space 1.
Dead Space 1. Okay.
And I like Crysis 2 as well.
Crysis 2 is good.
That was good. Yeah, I did like the Crysis game. I haven't played 3.
Fucking Far Cry 3. How did we forget that?
Oh,
Shit!
fuck. And Blood Dragon.
How do we forget? Blood Dragon I can technically excuse
Actually,
because it
okay.
will be an arcade.
The
It'll be
arcade
the
one,
arcade pod. The arcade
Yeah,
cast.
I would say that's possibly my favourite DLC.
It might be the best
yeah.
piece of DLC ever.
Yeah.
We can discuss this at length Look forward to...
Next to...
there's no way we can't do
the
this,
Far Cry
right?
cast.
Look forward to the arcade Gamecast.
Yeah, we'll do
where
that.
we just basically talk about how fucking good arcade was last gen.
Yeah.
Like, because it was
It
phenomenal.
was good. It was good.
It started off great and got better.
You got Brave
Yeah,
and stuff
it's
like
probably
that.
It probably comes between Blood Dragon and the Infinite DLC.
Spoilers.
I haven't played that yet.
Yeah, but I can't really talk about that.
Yeah. I need to
Without
play
ruining
this.
Infinite, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, so Far Cry 3. One of my favourite games last year. Like,
Yeah.
It didn't come out last year. I think I played it last year.
Yeah, it came out towards the end of the year
cheaper.
before. It ended
Yes.
for 2012.
I fucking loved that game.
Yeah.
Everything about that game for me was enjoyable. I did, even going off and doing the side quest to get to 100%, I enjoyed every second of it.
I just like killing sharks.
I also have, for when we do our Sociopath Gamecast, I have a really good Far Cry story about when I just went full on front towards enemy fucking nuts.
Yeah, Fallout 3 made you feel not overpowered because you could get swamped by bad guys, but it made
Fallout 3 was something.
So no, Far Cry 3. I meant sorry.
Far Cry 3 for me made me feel really powerful if I was smart. So
Yeah.
if I took
That's
out,
the thing. It made you think, but
Yeah.
then
The camera was.
if I took people out from afar before I went in and stormed the
yeah,
place,
like I
stuff
mean,
like that.
I always did sniper attack
When you
before
could, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I
I think
always
there is
just
one
let
where
the,
there is a big mountain above it, and I just sat on top of that. I picked off everyone with a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
I was always the one that let the animals out to kill them.
that was
I
that
would
was
do
fun.
that as well. I'd
Yeah.
shoot it off with
Yeah.
a sniper
But
rifle.
sometimes that didn't always kill them all, because sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, I've
They'd
got a
all
shotgun,
mob it,
bang,
and then
yeah.
and then that'd be that done. But,
Say goodbye, bear."
or the weird dodo thingies. What are they?
Cassowaries or whatever.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
They're motherfuckers.
They,
Until you get powerful enough. Until you
Yeah.
get a good shotgun.
Oh,
the birdie,
okay.
bye bye birdie.
I think there's no scarier noise than the Komodo.
Yeah, seriously. Those motherfuckers are relentless.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, no, actually, I think the worst one was when I was sneaking up and taking people out stealthily to take out a thing, and then I turned around and a tiger had spawned behind me.
I thought you were
No,
just going to say there's a Komodo and just be like, sup. Then you'd know my pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. The barbecue. It's like, wah!
No, it was. I don't know where it was because it wasn't there when I started.
Yeah.
But it was just like one of these really. It's a white one as well, and I think it was like an even more powerful tiger than normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
I think if you get
Oh, the
it-
special, like, the hunting missions where you get, like...
Oh, it wasn't a hunting mission
Oh,
either.
really?
It was. Oh no, maybe it was just a normal tiger then. But it was because it spawned so close to me, and I was hiding in a thicket, and then all of a sudden I turned around and I went.
Sup.
My mouth was agape as I saw the tiger dance its way onto my body. It leapt at me and entered me.
Shrek is love.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like Far Cry 3, like Fallout,
yeah.
you get stories from, and
Yes.
it's always good to share with people.
Yes.
A bit like, oh shit, speaking of Fallout,
Skyrim.
I have
We've got
another,
We did mention
We've got to
Skyrim.
come back to Skyrim.
and I have
Go
another
on.
one after that as
Oh
well.
my
and
God.
Oblivion, obviously.
And Dead Island as well.
Dead Island was fun.
I
but
hated that.
I don't think it was that.
Oh.
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was best games of a generation good.
Yeah.
It was buggy as fuck.
The co-op was
Dead
fun,
Island
though.
bored
The,
me.
the co-op was fun, but the co-op was also buggy as fuck. Like, ridiculously so.
Yeah, my problem with Dead Island is I got bored within an hour of playing it because I felt like it was very samey. I thought I was
Yeah.
just...
It was overhyped.
Yeah.
It was...
Big time.
I was walking around, it was always fetch quests and beating people to death with... beating zombies to death with an oar. And, and it felt like they overplayed that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I think... And I went... It's not like... I know you get better weapons and you get guns later, but I was
Yeah.
like, I can't be bothered to persevere.
So one that I don't think is probably worthy of being talked about as like the best of the gen, but I think worth an honourable mention, which I think it got unfairly slated a bit, was Resident Evil 6.
I never
I,
played.
I quite enjoyed it.
I played 5 and I played obviously 4. But,
Yeah.
but
4 was
I know it's a previous
incredible,
gen
but that was
anyway,
previous gen. Yeah.
Apparently the new Evil... Is it Evil Inside?
Evil Within.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, apparently it's the same sort of creepy look
I've
as
heard like mixed kind of impressions of that. Some people are saying it's got the scariness spot on. Some people are saying it's not scary at all. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
That'll be like all people with horror games though.
Yeah, I suppose.
Some people find them scary.
Yeah. So, all right. So we've talked about some of the stuff that we think is like the best games that everybody knows. What are some of the ones that you like that you don't think are as popular or as highly regarded maybe as they should be? See, for me, I really loved Eternal Sonata.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
See that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm aware of it, but I never played it.
Yeah, that one.
It's one of these cult games.
I fucking love that. Like as JRPG goes, it just got everything right. And then Prince of Persia: Forgotten Sands.
Oh god, that was so good.
That was a great game.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Was that the one that followed the film?
No, it was the one. It was one that came out around the same time.
It came out
Because
after...
it was one that looked a bit like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that one.
It was really
good.
good.
I liked that one. I did play the Nolan North one and thought it was very repetitive.
No,
that was repetitive.
Is that the 2008
Yes.
one? Yeah.
That was good, but repetitive.
The art style was...
Oh yeah, pretty as hell, but it
Yeah.
was just... I felt like you did every level was exactly the same in each of the bits you went to.
Here,
And
climb
it
this
felt like more...
dusty outcrop.
Borderlands.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
for fuck's sake.
How the
See,
hell?
I think
This
if
has
we
been
learn...
a really bloody good gen.
Yeah, if there's
Let's
one
be
thing
clear.
that pisses me
Well, it's
off...
been the longest gen, hasn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
it has,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
probably why.
Yeah, maybe just pure.
I love Borderlands.
Borderlands is
I've only ever played them on my own, actually. I know
Yeah.
that's not the way you meant to play them.
That's what I did as well.
And I can imagine they're very good online, to be honest. 'cause
Well, it
has
speaks to
that
the
party
quality
feel.
of Borderlands that it works just as well by yourself as with a group.
Yeah,
really.
I suppose in a way it does get a bit repetitive on your own and it would be funner with people.
Yeah.
Like, I played it co-op split screen, but it's not as good.
Not the same.
No.
No. It's a great series. Like I'm really excited that there's a new one coming out, the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially if you
the,
can play as Frag Trap.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Claptrap with a gun, basically.
yeah,
And I was just where that sold me as a character. So.
yeah. And the fact that Handsome Jack's in it is also great because
He was a brilliant bad guy.
he's so good.
He
so
was a
funny.
brilliant bad guy.
Yeah.
Does he have like a mask that he wears?
Yes.
That's a face.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like a normal face, but it's a mask.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Tiny Tina as well from Borderlands too.
I never.
Yeah.
I need to play the DLC for
I've
Borderlands.
not played the
DLC.
DLC, but when her appearance
Yes.
in the main game was.
Yeah.
They churn that DLC out like so fast. It's crazy.
I don't have the time to play them either. I just went, no, I'm good.
All right, so I look forward to the best of DLC cast
And arcade cast,
and arcade
which in
cast
some ways
and
is the same thing.
sociopath cast. Fucking
And Blake's Easy Living.
Blake's Easy Living cast. That'll be a video one. I think that's probably a good amount of stuff that we talked about there. I think we've covered a good amount. So
Yeah.
We've probably missed things.
I don't doubt that we've missed stuff. So if you think we've missed stuff, don't forget to like us on Facebook. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can subscribe to the Crazy Train podcast. You can contact us at podcast@e14.33mail.com, which is like a forwarding thing that just goes through. Just put in the subject Gamecast, maybe. That would be helpful. So if you think we've missed some, or you want to wax enthusiastic with us about this stuff, you want to talk about how much you fucking love these games or you hate these games, that's cool. We appreciate constructive discussion. We're quite happy to talk it out, and we'll even, if we get enough response, we can even address some of those things directly in a new episode. So, for those benefits, we can actually totally do that.
Yeah.
So
preferably none of this Xbox One fail or PS4 is gay.
Oh,
or
fucking!
none of that.
Like if you're enjoying your PS4, I, as an Xbox One owner, wish you nothing but the best because I'm not an abject bellend.
Yeah, and same as if you're loving your Xbox One and
Oh yeah, played some
yeah.
Titanfall last night. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
And
The only reason I haven't got an Xbox One for Titanfall is because I've got it on PC.
Yeah, fine.
That is pretty much the only reason I would have got one for that. But that's the thing; it's not because they released it on PC. That's my problem. It's not a killer app.
They're
Yeah.
not touching him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's fun. It didn't touch me in the places the Portal did.
So,
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So,
no, jokes aside.
as I say, if you enjoy the show, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can subscribe to our Crazy Train podcast on iTunes. You can find all our gaming content written-wise at emotionally14.com. You can find us on Facebook at emotionally14. You can find us on Twitter at emotionally14. I'm at Rob Wade Vision. Sal Crouch is at Grost. Blake is not on Twitter, but he's accessible if you want to pass a message on. For the cast with me, Sal Crouch, and Blake Harmer, I've been your host, Rob Wade. Thanks for listening to the Gamecast.
Charles.
Darksiders.
Fuck!